I didn't want to get my camera out this morning. I didn't want to document this at all, but I was encouraged by a dear friend of mine that I should make this a learning moment for people who have maybe never dealt with what I went through this morning. So when you live in an old farmhouse, you inevitably end up with some rodents that find their way in from time to time. It's not very often. It's not usually very many. We had a live trap set to catch our invader in our home, and we resolved the situation and we got rid of him, but we forgot about a trap that we were given from somebody and told to put in the low crawly hiding places, like under our bookcase in the corner. So yesterday I moved the quail chick brooder out of the bathroom and into the other room so that, you know, we could take baths and showers. And I said, you know what, you don't have to put it back in there. We keep it in the bathroom because it's a smaller space that we can keep warm. I said, don't worry about putting it back. I'm going to be moving them out to the barn tomorrow anyway. Well, the chicks have decided that they know how to jump now, and they can jump really good. And we had a couple pop out like popcorn. They just whoop whoop. We had a couple pop out that we were like, uh-oh, get that baby back in there. And didn't think much else of it. Went to bed. I got up this morning and we heard chirping from somewhere not in the box, and I could tell it was a distress call. And we found 3 little chicks all huddled together at the edge of the box. And I was like, these poor babies. And then I heard a distant chirp, and I was like, what? Well, there's still one, but I hear it's not coming from right here. And the kids went running in the living room, and they found one in the living room. As they hollered out, we found one in the living room. My brain went, the sticky trap. Oh no. Because the sticky trap was in the same room as the quail. And I went and I looked on that sticky trap, and sure enough, there was a poor little baby quail stuck to it on its side. It was still alive. And my immediate thought was, I've got to get it off of here as quickly as possible and get it warmed up. In any animal rescue that you encounter, warming up the animal is usually the most crucial step if the animal has become chilled. And this little baby was cold. Its body was cold, and half of its body was stuck to a glue trap. So I did, as quickly as I could, I closed the kids in the other room. I said, leave this door closed, don't come in here. They didn't see it yet, and I didn't want them to, because I didn't know if it was going to be a dispatch or a rescue. I decided to try to rescue, even though the chances were slim. Its eyes were closed. It wasn't chirping. It wasn't one of the ones making noise. I got a pair of scissors, and I got some paper towels, and I covered the rest of the sticky part with paper towels and proceeded to start cutting off feathers that were stuck really hard. I would pull out feathers that I could, carefully lifted the wing up, and carefully snipped off any feathers that were pulling too tightly that I couldn't get easily, because I knew the feathers would grow back. If I could save this chick, the feathers will grow back. I got it off the sticky trap, and there's a lot of glue on its feathers, but it's alive. So I stick paper towels to its feathers wherever the glue was, kind of like a cast, to keep it from getting stuck to itself again. And I put it on a heating pad on warm, and I put it in the bathroom with the heater blowing. So it's nice and warm in here. After a few minutes, I saw one eye open up. A few more minutes, I saw it stretch its legs out and move its legs around. Well, I just came back in here to check on it again, and it's standing up. This little baby had very little chance of survival on that glue trap, but it has perked up. This is incredible, y'all. If I can just get it cleaned up, we might have a chance at saving this baby bird's life. So many birds have been caught on sticky traps and not had their lives saved. I will never, ever use a sticky trap again in my life, and that is why I am making this video. I want to try to help people know sticky traps are evil and they shouldn't be used under any circumstances. I thought I was safe using it in the house because there wouldn't be anything that would get on it other than pests. But no, I forgot about it. It was left hidden under the bookcase where this sweet baby. And I feel sick to my stomach with guilt for not thinking it through and removing that trap or putting something over the quail cage to make sure they couldn't hop out. And I feel very guilty, but hopefully this will be a lesson for somebody else, and for that I'm sharing my story. This little baby's not out of the woods yet. I'm gonna have to use vegetable oil and remove the rest of the glue from its feathers. Where the paper towels are stuck, there's glue. And I'm gonna have to clean it up very carefully and gently to not stress it out any further. Now that it's regained a little strength from warming up, I'm gonna offer it a little bit of water, warm water, with honey, apple cider vinegar, and garlic in it. I'm going to offer it a little bit of food after it seems to perk up from the water. Going to be very gradual in these steps and hope that it makes a full recovery. I feel awful. I feel very responsible for this situation, and I just want to help. If anybody else has sticky traps forgotten in their corners, please remove them and throw them away, because you never know. You never know what could happen. Alright, I'm gonna try to get the little bird's head taken care of first. So I'm just gonna take some sunflower oil and try to clean the grease off with Q-tips and whatever I can do to try to make it better, and get that done now, and then let it rest before I move on to the rest of the body, because this is going to be probably a multi-stage process for this poor little thing, so I don't stress it out too much. Alright, so I am making sure that the quail is warm. Oh, don't fight it, honey, don't fight it. I don't know how injured it is on the wings and the legs, so I'm just gonna hold its wings down with my hand and its feet relaxed underneath, because I'm not sure if there's any injuries in there. And then I'm going to take just a small amount of oil and begin getting the sticky part out of its feathers. I cut any of the longer pieces that I could when I was rescuing it, but I knew that this was too close to its head to be doing anything with scissors. So I checked with Google and found some tips about removing sticky glue from birds, and all of the information I found said to use vegetable oil and just slowly work at it to remove the glue. Seems to be working pretty good. It seems like the sticky stuff is staying on the paper towel I just assumed, you know, stick a paper towel to it so that it won't stick to itself again, you know, kind of like a protective layer. So this seems like it's working actually better than I expected, which is good. There may be some residual stickiness on this bird, and there will definitely be residual oil on this bird. So we are gonna have to keep this bird separate from the others. I might take the runt from the chicks and put it in with it so it's not alone, but we definitely won't be moving this one out to the barn today with the others. Alright, I think we got the bulk of that off. I'm gonna let it rest. I don't want to stress it out too much with the cleaning operation. So I'm just feeling to see if there's any more sticky. There is definitely some stickiness left to it, but I don't know that there's any way to remove that without bathing in some Dawn dish soap or something, you know, that's going to help break up the oil and the stick. But I just want to make sure that there's no residual oil going in its ear or anything. You know, birds have a hole on the side of their head, that's their ear. But it seems like the bulk of the stickiness is gone and it can move its head around more freely now. So now I'm going to let it rest again. And you see it's got its eyes open, which is a lot better sign than it was before. This poor little bird has definitely suffered the worst part of it already. If we can save it, it's going to be a miracle. Alright, we've got our temporary nursing ward. I've got the little runt with her so that she will not be alone. And we got it plenty warm in here with the space heater in the bathroom. The runt's a little bit of a big mouth. I did see her drinking water. Yep, she's drinking water. That's a great sign. So maybe by the time I get back from bringing the other quail down to the barn, she'll be eating even. Alright, I am headed down to the barn with the other quail chicks so that we won't have any more escape. Not that we have any more sticky traps, but we still don't want any to be hopping out and getting hurt in any other way. So I feel really guilty about not doing it yesterday when I planned on it. But, you know, you live and you learn. Alright, I got their food and water and heat in here. And now I'll put the babies in for their upgrade brooder. What an interesting noise.
Don't want to sleep tonight at all. Just want to watch them stars fall. But you don't want to try to make up dreams just to be seen. I want to lay here beside you. Quiet.
Look pretty comfortable. Another rain day in the barn for these poor goats. They are not happy. Huh, Shady? I know. I'll get you some more hay. I know you want out, but it's pouring still. Eugene, you're a goof. But I was gonna say is this right side is definitely looking large. I have not felt any kid movement yet. I keep trying to see if I can feel anything. Of course she pulls away. There's no udder development at all. But I had a calendar reminder on my phone that said she was due today. I don't think she's due today. I think we rebred her 3 weeks after when we tried to breed her. So she if she is bred, I think she's due in 3 weeks, but it could be today. But her ligaments feel really tight. In fact, it's really even hard to feel her ligaments. She's just so fat. It's so tight in there. She's a very healthy goat. If she is bred, it's Fluffinutter's first baby. So let's cross our fingers that we are gonna have a fluffer baby. So Rosemary is now getting extra feed every day, and she's had her selenium and E just in case there are babies in there. I'm thinking she looks a little fatter than usual, and there's a good chance. Cross your fingers. It'll make me super happy to have another goat and milk, because little Autumn has been drinking our entire family supply of milk. So we kind of have been getting neglected while Autumn gets it all. It has just been continuous rain for days, and it's been cold too, so it's not good. The goats are unhappy. We're unhappy. We're having to go through twice as much hay, which is really hitting us in the wallet hard right now. It's not a good time for us to be hitting the wallet when we're hoping and trying to find little Christmas presents here and there for the boys. But we'll get over it. We'll get through it. The ducks don't seem to mind. They're up there. They just ran back into their round pen up there. They like the rain. They've been splashing in the puddles and out running around in it all day. All day yesterday too. But I'm just trying to keep an eye on these quail, make sure they're warm enough, make sure the goats have plenty to eat. I'm trying not to give them too much hay at once so they don't waste it on the floor and knock it out of their feeders. So I'm standing here and giving a flake and letting them eat it and then giving them another flake. It's time consuming, but it's worth it to keep them happy through this yucky, rainy weather. It's just been not a very good day, has it? But it will be okay, I'm sure. I think the little quail is gonna recover okay. It was looking really good when I left it, so it's got one little friend with it, and hopefully that'll help keep it happy. Everybody's been milked, everybody's been fed, everybody's water's been topped off, everybody's hay's been topped off. I'm gonna head back up to the house and work on getting more glue out of a baby quail chick. Fun times. Well, it looks like she's feeling better. She's eating. I don't know why the little baby keeps crying. It's 91 degrees in here, so I know it's warm enough. Just lonely for all the others, I guess. It keeps sitting underneath the brown one. Alright. This little baby has perked up quite a bit. Feeling much better. Just feeling here in this oily spot. Let's see. There's still some glue in there. I don't know if the oil is supposed to remove all the glue or if the Dawn washing at the end removes the rest of it. Yeah, there's a little clump of glue here. Just kind of gently try to soften that to remove it. I don't want to irritate the head too much. I want to get this part off. It's mainly what was stuck to the glue pad. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that with the oil and just go slowly and gently. See if I can get it done. Alright, I got the worst layer off. This here is just a thick layer of glue that was over this wing. This wing was the worst one. It's the one I'm the most concerned about possibly having an injury. It's not going to be something we're going to be able to tell. There's going to be a lot of irritation in the skin. There's going to be a lot of irritation in the muscle before we're going to know if there's an actual break or anything in that wing. So I'm just continuing to break away the oil with the glue, break away the glue with the oil. I decided an old toothbrush might be very handy in removing the last bits of glue from the feathers that are left. We cut a lot of feathers off when we were removing it from the glue board itself. The oil definitely helps release the glue with the paper towel holding most of it. So I just slowly work, being as patient and gentle as I can be. This is heart-wrenching, guys. I don't know how many of you are super duper animal lovers, and this is just breaking my heart, and to know that I'm responsible. This is my fault is the worst part of it, I think. Seeing this baby suffer when it could have been prevented. If I had just said no to using the glue trap, or if I had just removed it when we were done. I just feel so bad. But now that's past. There's nothing more I can do other than to just try to heal this baby, give it the best possible life moving forward. That's all I can do. Very gently, very gentle. Move. Alright, we got the bulk of it off there. There's definitely some glue clinging to the feathers still. My hope is that these feathers will regrow. This is the early stages of growth for the feather development. So a lot of these are primary feathers that are going to be shed anyway as the baby matures. But you can see she's doing quite good considering what she's been through this morning. I think it's gonna survive. I really think it's gonna survive. When I found it, it was lifeless, ice cold, eyes closed, not moving, not making a sound. I really thought it was dead until I saw its chest move. So I'm gonna try to get some of this oil off. Gently, gently. It's okay, baby. Just gentle. I don't want you to be uncomfortable. Well, looks like that wing is moving in a normal way. I think it's probably irritated and hurting, but it's definitely not broken, I don't think. Which I was kind of worried about. I'm gonna put her back in with her little buddy and let her rest after all this trauma. Poor baby. Well, as difficult as it was for me to film this, I hope that it's taught you guys something. Those of you who may not have known the dangers of sticky glue traps. I already knew the dangers of them and I did not want to use them, but I went against my better judgment and put it in a place that I thought nothing could be harmed in. I know better now, and I won't be using them ever again. I hope that you guys have learned something, and I hope that this didn't hurt too many of you to watch this little baby suffer. But I'll tell you what, you got to see the good part of it. The recovery is amazing. That this baby is doing as good as it is gives me great hope. I think she will make it, considering how she was when I found her. I'm glad I didn't videotape that. As much as part of me thinks, oh, I should have gotten that. You guys didn't need to see that. It was not pretty. So, at least you're getting the better half of the story. But thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And share with anybody you know that might be using sticky glue traps. And let them know that they need to throw them all away. Thank you for watching Wholesome Roots.